Okay, hello. I'm going to try to show how to sort of solve the Rubik's Cube. I'm basically going to demonstrate it. First thing I'd say is it's good if, so this is the red center, good if you know how to do a whole face by yourself. I can show some of the basic skills. So let's say you want that red one to go up there. This corner you can put up there by moving this to the side. Okay, that's 3. There's a lot here, you can just get those 2. See these 2, so this is just a basic skill. To get them up here, you just need this one out of the way. So if you put that to the side, bring those up, and then bring those 3 back, that works pretty good. This is a situation that can happen. These 2 are in the way, so you can take it down, move it to the side, so that corner's out. We can put that corner up there, move that to the side, move that up, move that to the side. Now we need to get that red one out. However we do it, like that. Now what's clever, we'd like to just put it up here, just by twisting all the way around, but that ruins the rest. So if we get these 2 rows sort of back, out of the way, we can twist it up. So that gives you a whole side. But notice the colors on the other sides don't match. But I'd recommend practicing until you can do that really good. You know, with any color, or just mix it up. But anyway, so I'm going to show how to actually solve it. I'm just mixing it randomly. I'll start with red again. So what I'm going to do, first thing to notice, all the centers never change. So red, blue and white, blue here. So no matter how much I move everything, the centers stay the same all the way, all the time. Now, next thing is, let's look at edges. So we've got red, yellow. If I twist that around, notice it fits perfectly here between red and yellow. So that's an edge. So let's just go through it. There's 6 faces, so there's 6 centers, red, green, yellow, orange, white, blue. Then there's 12 edges with 2 colors on each, and then there's 8 corners, which have 3 colors. Alright. Let's find the other ones. There's a red, blue. It'll go here. So now it matches with the blue. Red, green. I would just practice this until you get it right. All you need to do is make sure these edges go in exactly the right spot. Whoops. Red, green goes here, like that. And where's the other one? Red, white. Okay. I know I'm not going through in depth, but I would practice that until you can get that cross. See all the colors match up, red, green. This is something, when I was a kid, I always thought of it 6 faces with 9 colors, 9 squares. And I had no idea how moving different sides could get that. But if you think of it as little cubes, like edges and corners, it's a lot easier. Alright, next thing to do is these red corners. I skip a step. So see the red, yellow, blue, obviously that's going to have to go here. But I'm going to do the blue and yellow edge as well. So I'm not explaining in depth, but I'll do more later. I need to get this one out. So I've sort of got, I want this one and this one. Now I have a way of remember. So I'll put that down. I will explain a bit more, but see now I've got red, yellow, blue and yellow, blue together. Now I can actually slot it down here. Because I've only really done 4 edges so far, I have a lot of freedom. I can and notice I'm holding the red down. It helps to have an orientation. Just always hold it red down now that we've done that part. I can twist this up and twist it down as much as I like, and that won't be ruined. Or if I'm holding it here, I can bring it up and down. Now I'm going to bring it up, slide the red, the yellow and blue down. That looks really good. Now I've still got freedom. I'm just going to leave that part. I can still move this up and down. And that's all I really need to do the rest. So this is red, green, yellow. Green, yellow is right there. I have a process. I'll go into more detail later. Notice they ended up together and I slot it down. We'll get to the more interesting stuff. So I'm going to bring that red, white, blue out. Bring that out. Notice they connect, white and blue. And now I slot it in. Okay, looking pretty good so far. Got to get this one. Notice I'm pretty much only using two sides at this stage, the right side and the top. More on that later. Okay, they're connected. I've slotted in. Now that's called two layers when you're up to that stage. I'm doing it slower, I can do it faster. Now, we've just got the orange side to do, so I'm going to do a few steps. One technique, actually I'll go into it now, is without knowing what your algorithm is. See the red, blue and yellow? I can bring just these two squares out. So all I've got to keep track of is this bottom however many squares. So let's say I bring out these two. Now I'm going to put it to the side and put that down. Now all I've done from the bottom is taken out those two and put them here. Now I could put them back in, but that doesn't do anything. What's interesting is if I first just put it over here, put them over here, and now bring this up and then put them down, I have the bottoms back to the same, and in that very simple combination I've actually changed the top. Okay, that's something I'll do more on that later. Let's just focus on, see this edge, there's an orange on the side and there's an orange. We need to flip that upside down, we need to flip that upside down. I want the oranges facing up, so I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to take this edge out. So just imagine we're just focusing on the top 9 oranges. Okay, I'm going to put these three forward, and twist this down to the bottom. So all I've done is taken it out, but this time I want to put it back in the right way. So this time I'm going to take these 2 rows to the side and bring this up. And then bring the 2 rows back. So all I've done, I know the bottom looks like a mess, and it's maybe hard to see because the top hasn't been done, but I've just put that edge in the right way. Now all I'm going to do is rotate the top around 180 and do the exact same thing but in reverse. That will flip this one, these ones won't change, and the bottom should fix itself. So what did I do? In reverse order, I put that to the side, I bring this down like that, I bring those 6 back, the oranges. Now I'm going to put it back up here but a different way. Put these 2 rows forward, bring it up, bring those rows back, and I've managed to flip that square. Alright, I'm going to maybe skip through a little bit just because there's lots of different. I've got an algorithm that swaps these corners around like that. And just to make it faster, I'm going to do part of this so that I can show the specific algorithm. Alright, so it looks good. This edge is wrong, and these 2 edges. So just a couple things. So there's 2 things to focus on. There's like position and orientation. That's in the right position and it's flipped the right way. All the edges are flipped the right way, so they're in the right orientation. These corners are right, but this one needs to rotate anti-clockwise and this one needs to rotate clockwise. And these 3 need to swap positions. But let's do these 2. So this is another algorithm. I'm going to rotate that one and then do the opposite for that one. So all I'm going to do, just focus on the oranges. I'm going to bring this one out. So I bring these 3 down and bring this, separate it from the other 2 and put those back up. So all I've done is take that one out. Now, okay, I can put it back in, but that's pointless. So I'm going to put it back in a different way. I'm going to bring these 3 down, slide that across, and bring that back up. I've fixed that one. Okay, the bottom's all messed up, but as long as I rotate the top and do the exact same in reverse, the bottom, you don't need to know any fancy maths to know the bottom will get fixed. And all that should do is the opposite. All of these ones will be left alone and this will be turned the other way. So I go this way first, bring it down, separate it, bring those 2 back up. So I've just taken it out, put it there. Now I'm going to bring these 3 down, connect it. Even if you don't understand perfectly, how cool is that? The bottom's done. And then I can rotate until it makes more sense. Cool. All that's left is these 3. Now I'll show another algorithm, just maybe a simple one. There's actually just 2 swaps that need to happen. If I swap, let's go this way. If I swap these 2, the white will end up in the right spot and the yellow will end up here. But if there's the yellow here and I swap these two, the yellow and green will swap, they'll be in the right places. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it a very basic way. So I'm going to swap these two first. So let's take this one out. Put it just right down the bottom. It's down there. Bring those back. It's good. That's why it's good to do one side first to get used to how to separate bits and pieces. I'm only really focusing on the top right now. Now I'm going to rotate that, and again these two rows are going to move out of the way and bring that edge up to here. So the yellow is now in the right place. Now I'm going to turn this again. That white one I'm going to put up here. Move those out of the way, bring that up. Okay, so what all of that did was swap these two edges. Now I'll do the same thing as before. Bottom is messed up. Alright, there is a bit of a pattern, but it's messed up. I'm going to rotate this anti-clockwise. Now I'm going to do the same thing to swap these two in reverse order. It's actually the exact same thing though. Bring that down, bring these back, turn it, bring this down, rotate, bring this up. Okay, so that swapped these two, and the bottom was magically fixed, and the whole thing is done now. Okay, so now a few tips. Maybe I'll do a couple more algorithms. Let's say, wait, I did flipping, I did rotating. I'll just show you a few other ones that I like to invent. Let's say I want to swap these two edges and these two edges. I'll show you one way that I like to swap these two. I'm going to put these three down forwards. Just visualize they're here now. These three are red. And these three I'm going to put back this way. So I want to swap this edge, and they're the only red ones in this plane. Now just remember, when you're doing these algorithms, you only need to focus on the top 9 of whichever side. Let's do orange at the top, whatever. So these three orange that way, these that way, and if I rotate that middle layer all the way around, those two edges have swapped places. I bring these back and these back. That's some fancy way. All I've done, the oranges are the same, but these two have swapped, and they're also flipped. Now I'm going to turn that through 180, push that forward, push that sideways, twist it around, doing just the exact opposite. And then the bottom's fixed. And all that's happened on the top is these two got swapped and flipped, and then these two got swapped and flipped. So I'll do it one more time. Forward and side, swap them. Like this is one I invented. I don't, probably other people have come up with it. Maybe there's better ways, but there's lots of algorithms. One other thing I recommend as a game to play. I like having, I think maybe the red on the side, green on the top. Just play with two sides. And I'm just going to mix it, only using two sides. This is how I came up with a lot of algorithms. This is a good challenge, even if you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. This is different. The point is, it's not as mixed up because this part is all already done. So it might seem like, oh, this is easier, but now if you want to solve it, like the challenge is to only use these two sides. Now, a lot of the algorithms you probably can't do, but this can be done. So, and this is how I came up with a lot of new ideas. So let's say I want this one first, that's red, blue. Where is it? Here. I'm going to put that down there. I'm only going to use these two sides. So that blue, red, yellow needs to go here. Yellow, red, and blue. And then this needs to go next to it. So I played around for ages, just bringing these two are next to each other. I want to sort of separate them. I can do that. Now it's there and there. This is down the bottom still. And just from practice, now I've repositioned them there and there. Now I got used to certain things. It's yeah, just sometimes when it's in this particular orientation, if I shift that now, see they match up, and I can just shift that across and bring it down, and it's done. So far I've only used these two sides. So anyway, where's the other, what am I looking for? Blue. There and there. So I'm going to separate them, just moving that out of the way for now. Okay, what I found was it's good when the blue's facing straight up, because now this edge If I shift it down here and bring the blue over, they line up. There's different cases, but I just practiced for ages. So I've done all of that, only using these two sides. Now, like I said before, let me just, I'm going to cheat and just change it a little bit. I'm just using all the sides now. Just twisting two of the corners so that they're all facing the same way. So let's just use red and green. Let's try that thing I said before. Actually, let me just solve it to show this. Okay, let's try red and green. I'm going to bring these two up. So our blue is the bottom at the moment. I've just taken these two out. I'm going to shift it over there and then shift them back down the middle. And as promised, so the bottom stays the same. And some things happen on the top, but I don't know why. I don't know exactly what. What I can notice is the three of them have twisted. And actually, let's bring it around that way. You can notice three of these edges have swapped. That's a really good way to invent some new algorithms. This is what I use for twisting the corners, because I've got a few. Let me solve that again. There's one thing I noticed, like if I do that, I'm just playing with these two basically, sort of repeating things a bit. Notice the way the edges are. These two green are out to the side, these two green are out to the side. This is really handy. If you're in that situation, you bring this up and just do this a couple of times. I'm just alternating where it goes. And then down the bottom, it flips, it twists all the sides, all the corners straight away. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you learned something. I may have to re-film this. We'll see. Okay, bye for now.